Tama po yun.
And you have observed that this is a February 1987 document.
Tama po yun.
I mean, that is the date appearing as type.
Doon sa certification. Opo.
Yes, and however, the notarization bears the date June 19, 1987. That's correct. As being examined by our witness.
Opo.
Now, so you have observed that there is a disparity between the date of the instrument itself and the notarization between February and June of the same date. Have you observed that?
I did not take note of that anymore, but I saw the certification. I took it in its face value.
Okay, face value. And you saw this in 1991, in 2001, that's correct?
2001.
2001.
Yeah, opo.
When you were negotiating for the negotiated sale or for the acquisition of the subject property. That's correct. Or a margin or difference of 14 years. So to speak.
Opo.
Yeah, probably by mathematical computation. Did it not occur to you that you should have asked Mrs. Corona for a more recent source of authority?
Speculative.
This is, I'm just asking if he knows, if he did, Your Honor.
It didn't enter my mind anymore because a certification is a certification.
Were you showed an original copy of this Secretary certificate?
Signed by a certain
Asuncion Basa Rocco.
Basa Rocco and Sister Concepcion Basa.
Yes. But of course, when you saw this Secretary certificate dated June, notarized on June 19, 1987, you did not know personally who was Asuncion Basa Rocco. You did not.
Hindi ko po alam.
You do not know her from heaven.
Hindi ko po. From earth.
Yes. And you do not personally know Sister Concepcion Basa.
Hindi ko rin po kilala yung mga tao.
But even if you do not know these signatories in this Secretary's certificate, you gave full faith in the veracity of this 14-year-old document.
At that point in time, presented by Mrs. Corona and in front of my own lawyers, I took it.
As gospel truth, so to
I
speak.
took it as a valid legal document.
Okay. You don't even know the notary public.
Irrelevant, Your Honor.
Chair would like to clarify. Who is Asuncion Rocco? Is she related to
Nanay ito, di ba?
Cristina Rocco Corona?
I understand they're all part of the board of directors of their corporation.
What was the capitalization of the corporation?
Wala pong nakalagay dito eh.
Who were the other members of the board?
My legal officer would probably in a better position to answer that because hindi ko na po binusisi ito.
Who was the president of the corporation?
Lumalabas po dito basta't Asuncion.
Was Mrs. Rocco, Mrs. Corona, the president of
Siya
the
po
corporation?
ang binigyan ng authority. Resolved that Cristina Corona shall execute, sign, and deliver such papers, documents, or other writings.
What was her position other than a representative of the corporation in that certification? Was he holding any position in the corporation?
Hindi ko po alam yun.
Continue, Counsel.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. So you gave you gave full faith and relied on this document, even if you do not know the signatories or anybody signing this. document.
Already answered, Your Honor.
So be it, Your Honor. Now, as part of your due diligence in this 34 million transaction involving a strategically located property, you have read can you read for us, Mr. Mayor, the first authority given to Christina Corona under paragraph 1?
Asuncion
No, yeah, okay.
Basa Rocco, Corporate Secretary of Basa Guidote Enterprises, a corporation duly organized and licensed to do business under Philippine laws with office address at 903 Lepanto Street, Sampaloc, Manila, do hereby certify that during the special meeting of the Board of Directors held on February 1987 at its above-mentioned office address, the following resolution was unanimously adopted.
Number one.
Resolved that the corporation appoint Christina Corona as its exclusive agent to negotiate, sell, and/or dispose the property together with improvements thereon, located at Bustillo Street, Sampaloc, Metro Manila, covered by TCT numbers 76220 and 33889 of the Registry of Deeds of Manila.
Second, please.
Resolved further that Christina Corona shall execute, sign, and deliver such papers, documents, or other writings of whatever nature or kind as may be necessary for the sale, transfer, and disposition of the above-mentioned property together with the improvements thereon.
And lastly, the third
Resolved
paragraph.
finally that the corporation shall pay Christina Corona a commission in the sum equivalent to 5% of the total purchase value of the aforementioned of aforedescribed property together with improvements thereon. In witness thereof, set my hand unto this. Asuncion Basa Rocco.
In other words, Christina Corona was an agent of the corporation.
Turning out as the only authorized person to talk to.
Yeah, agent to sell.
Agent to sell, yes, Mr. President.
So, and that is so provided for under the first paragraph that you read, that she is appointed as the exclusive agent of the corporation to negotiate, sell, and or dispose the property.
Tama po.
So, just to be the exclusive agent, that's correct, as stated here.
Yun po ang nilalaman.
Best evidence is
Okay.
the whole document,
And
Your Honor.
on the second paragraph, as you read it empowers or authorizes, this Secretary Certificate authorizes or empowers Christina R. Corona to execute, sign, and deliver such papers, documents, and other writings like maybe titles, deed of sale, tax declaration, as you earlier stated. That's correct.
Tama po.
Just to deliver documents. That's correct. As stated here.
As stated.
And lastly, the authority given is, actually, this is not an authority but a privilege, Your Honor, that Christina R. Corona shall be entitled to receive a 5% commission on the total purchase price, as stated here.
Yun po ang nilaloob.
Now, in this Secretary's Certificate, can you tell this Honorable Court, in relation to the deed of absolute sale that was later on executed on March 26, 2001, if there is anything here in this particular Secretary's Certificate that authorizes Christina to receive in her behalf the check or the payment for the transaction?
Objection, Your Honor. That's misleading.
Why?
I'm asking, Your Honor.
Why?
It's misleading because the question is to authorize to receive in her own behalf. That is not the point. Here, she was supposed to sell or execute. What is stated here, Your Honor, is that the corporation appoints Christina Corona as its exclusive agent to negotiate, sell, and or dispose the property. And therefore, that includes the authority to receive payment.
That is a conclusion, Your Honor.
Not for herself, but for the corporation, Your Honor. That's why I said it's misleading.
I submit, Your Honor. My question is very specific. If there is anything here,
Let the witness answer.
thank you, Your Honor.
Wala po nakalagay
None.
dyan.
None.
Personal niyan tatanggapin.
None. Oh.
Nakalagay ba dyan na pwede siyang pumirma ng kontrata?
Meron.
Ito po malinaw po naman yun Resolved that Cristina Corona shall execute, sign, and deliver such papers, documents, or other writings of whatever nature and or kind as may be necessary for the sale, transfer, and disposition of the above-mentioned property, together with improvements thereof.
Well, anyway, that's a legal question, whether that is a proper authorization. This is a real estate property being sold, and there are certain documentary requirements for the either disposition or acquisition of real estate property. But that's a legal question that must be discussed by the two panels at the present time. Proceed with your cross-examination.
Now, Mr. Mayor, when you executed the subject deed of absolute sale in March of 2001, were you made aware of the fact that there was already an internal squabble, an infighting between the owners and members of Basag Idautan? Just if you were informed.
Irrelevant, no
Wala po
basis.
kaming alam dun.
Okay. Now, I'm showing you again this exhibit.